How should I refer to you, by the way?
Oh, you can just call me Nick. That's cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I would recommend the download version for this one, and you'll see why in just a little bit after you play it. Um, but yeah, I mean the browser version does work, but there's a little part that I forgot to factor in with it that you'll see once you get into it.
Okay. All right, so we've got Tetro Jump here by Pixelmith Studios. How does the game represent mode? The game has players switch through two modes to complete levels. Run mode, in which the game controls like a platformer, and block mode, wherein the player controls falling Tetris like blocks filling the gaps. Yo, okay, so I think I did actually look at this briefly. I've been like really scatterbrained, so there's like a bunch of things, and I'm also a little new to itch, so I didn't know that I could just like have I didn't know I could form lists until literally yesterday, so I started
Right.
like collecting all the shit that I've been trying to get to. And since I want to marathon as much as I can for the next 3 days, because I'm off for the next 3 days, I should definitely be doing more of that. But yeah, so it looks like you're the only developer listed. Did you have a team, or is it just you?
It was just me, yeah, and uh, probably should have been a bigger team, but yeah, it was just me for this one.
Okay. I mean, did you have potential teammates that just didn't go like rise to the occasion, or like?
Well, I mostly in the past have done this solo, but this is for me kind of the first jam I participated in since becoming like a full-time software developer, and so scheduling I didn't factor it in quite as well. So I think it's this was a learning experience of like, oh, I need to definitely reach out more to you know
Oh yeah.
get some teammates and stuff. But
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely yeah.
Sorry. Feel free to talk over me again. I'm literally just like I find it weird like in other interviews and other things, like when the interviewer is like constantly steamrolling the interviewee, it's just like, why did you even bring them here, dude? So
Uh,
I don't mind if you talk over me. Just
no.
I will interject sometimes, but that's up to your discretion. Feel free to
Yeah.
steamroll me.
Okay. Cool.
um,
No,
but that's one of the things that I tell a lot of developers, just like straight up, having help is the biggest buff you could ask for. Like, uh, we're social creatures, and even without that, simple labor hours is very important.
yeah.
So you did
Oh, yeah.
everything, like all the assets, all the coding. What was your like idea process for coming up with Tetro Jump?
So, well, I saw that I saw the Jam theme, and I definitely like many of the other games in the Jam. Many of the other developers, I wanted to create a game that had multiple like game modes. But
Mm.
I figured like, okay, well, I want to have it to I want it to be manageable within the time window. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I can look to examples of like classic games that maybe had more simple like gameplay styles.
Mm.
To come up with an idea to make kind of a fusion between them. And then what just came to me was just like Tetris and platforming. And I was like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. But I was actually surprised with the amount of like depth I could get with the combination of these two mechanics. And so as I kind of built on it, I was like, okay, I'm feeling more solid about this idea. My original intention, and you can kind of see traces of it almost with the complete version. My original intention was to actually have a third gameplay mode that was similar to like Snake,
Mm.
and so kind of incorporating another more classic game.
That'd be
And
interesting.
yeah, yeah, but unfortunately for time purposes, I had to stick with just the two. And thankfully, with the approach I had, I figured, you know what, just in case, I'm going to just develop the levels with the platforming and the Tetris, and then if I have time after that, then I'll add on to it possibly. And so, thankfully, with the time constraints, uh, that ended up working out because I've been in I've taken part in jams before where scope creep has kind of been a problem, and it ends up making some features like half baked.
mm.
Whereas to me, it's better to have like a few simple ideas that are polished versus like a bunch of ideas that are only like m- part of the way there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You saw like you played Teleco. I was in a similar mindset where it's just like I have to keep my scope really small, especially because they could only guarantee us like 10 minutes, right? So I figured to my mind, that was like, okay, you have 10 minutes, right? I can't guarantee any more time than that, so I made sure to keep it concise, and not try to overstep the scope any. And then like if I had any time, then I could maybe add some more stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. There's a few things that I'm currently working on to like do like a post mortem, post jam thing.
Okay.
So there's definitely still things that I want to add in, but yeah, for the I feel like the core gameplay was for the most part, minus a few bugs, was fairly solid.
Hmm. Okay. So what was your like? Did you have any personal or technical challenges when coming up or when working on this game? Because obviously, game jams are just subjecting yourself to crunch on purpose,
Yeah.
and like, I personally worked 100 hours a week on Teleco, just around there, and then like, uh, everybody has jobs, everybody has families. This is the holiday season, so like, did you have any issues with that kind of stuff?
A few actually, yeah. I actually had to force myself to take a break to do some Christmas shopping. That was that was part of the process. But for me, the biggest thing, like I mentioned before, I'm a full-time software developer, and so having it's sometimes I've been a hobbyist game developer for a while, but now it's the case where you code all day and then you're and I work from home, so it's like it's not like I even have a work home buffer.
Hmm.
um, I quit my day job. I log off of there, and then it's like, well, do I have the motivation to code some more for like the rest of the evening? It's like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
for
it can
something
be
that is
overwhelming.
essentially a hobby thing, right? Like
Yeah.
we have no substantial like uh compensation for this really, other than just bragging rights or just like the
Hmm.
fun of the thing, because being able it's really important. Like when you don't have a deadline and you have infinite free time, it's like weirdly more daunting sometimes to actually sit down and work on something. But once you have the
Yeah.
deadline, like you can get in the mode, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, like the last guy was saying, limitations kind of breed creativity. I think that having, you can kind of get bogged down when you don't have the time limit and kind of development hell sometimes. When with the game jam, it's like, you got to go hard and fast with everything, and you got to, you have specific limits, and it's a nice change of pace. I'm sure that's why a lot of people like to do game jams, is because it's a kind of a different facet of game development, kind of a different experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, one Godot developer to another, I'm going to call you out right now. You have exported the debug version of your game with the
Uh,
console.
I did, I did not. Yeah, I did not export the debug version. Yeah, this is
No,
actually.
you did. There's a console. I can see it.
Oh, I did. Oh, shoot. That's
Yeah,
weird.
it wasn't released. No, it's fine. It doesn't do anything, right? But I guess
No,
I could
but like,
technically cheat in your game, but I'm not going to because I don't know. You know,
yeah, yeah. If you want to fix a couple bugs, go for it.
nah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. This is actually. I started out with Unity. I've actually done a couple of game jam games with Unity, and then I've done one with a team that was in Godot, but I was in charge of exporting, and so this whole export process was kind of interesting. I had to kind of look
Yeah.
up how to get the browser version working. Like you have to change the file to like index and get
Oh
certain
yeah.
things. Yeah,
I had
and
no
I had
idea
to.
what the I had no idea that you could export for web on Godot. So I guess it makes sense because Godot has been like so incredibly useful in every other facet. Did you hop off of Unity for any specific reason, or like was it the scandal? Was it because you just heard it was easier to use?
Yeah, the tipping point was the scandal.
Right.
I've been. Yeah, that
Oh
as I'm sure
man, they
for many
shot themselves in
people.
the foot so bad, dude.
Yes, yes, it was terrible, and it's like there I have nothing to lose and everything to gain because I'd already done. I already kind of knew Godot, so it's like I just had to kind of migrate the project I was working on over there, and after that, it's like I can just keep working on Godot. It's like free open source engine. Never have to pay anyone anything for using the engine or for exporting a game in Godot because it's all
Right.
open source. And plus, I just like the kind of node based
Hmm.
um,
Yeah,
structure of
everything is either a scene or a node, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of partial to I like C sharp and I like the kind of class based structure of everything where you can turn everything into objects.
Right.
But with nodes are almost like objects in a way. Like they're almost like game objects in Unity, just with slightly different like they're organized just a little bit differently. So it's not like day and night. It's just kind of a different way to organize things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Tetro Jump. No pun intended. I
Yeah.
think, where the hell did I put my keys? Sorry, I
Yeah,
have like a novelty split keyboard, so it's like difficult to
Oh,
figure out.
oh yeah, didn't you post it somewhere?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, in-game dev.
yeah, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
Thank you. Alrighty, we've got left and right, and then Z to jump. Where is the on a QWERTY keyboard? There it is.
Yeah, you can use the WASD to move and the space to jump, but I figured that it'd be easier. I thought that the most natural, because you have to use ZX and C, the most natural would be to use the arrow keys and then with your right hand and then ZXC with your left.
Okay, nice.
And in the final version of this, I'm also trying to get like controller support going for this because I think this is one that would kind of lend well to controller support.
Yeah, also, Godot just has such an easy time having controller support. It was the easiest hookup I've ever done. It's like you have to change nothing about the code. It's just, am I pressing up? What do I consider up? All of this shit, including on the controller.
Yeah, you just say your inputs. It's great.
Yeah, it's incredible. Escape to open up the pause menu. Okay, very good, very good. You have a pause menu.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if did you see the hint that said like press escape? That was the issue with the browser version. I forgot that when you're in full screen mode for the browser version of these games, that exits full screen mode. And so what would happen? I didn't realize this until I uploaded it. Was that if you press escape, it'll exit out of full screen mode. Then you have to click on it again, and then you press escape, and the pause will work.
Okay.
And so that's why I recommended the browser version. I might end up changing the key binding for the pause menu just because of that. Just because I'm sure that most people would rather just click play on the browser version rather than download it and have to and not have to deal with that.
Okay. Well, here's block mode. Also, shout out to a fellow Ghost Companion developer.
Oh yeah. I was surprised that there was another guy who commented on my on my jam page saying like, oh, we also had an idea for a Ghost Companion. I was like, that's a strange that's a strange coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking initially for the reasoning behind it. I think I can kind of explain the framing behind.
May I make my own like subconscious speculation here?
Yes.
So it's like Tetris is obviously a classic game mode, right? But also like when I think about classic 2D games that are like arcade based, I also think of like Pac-Man. And like this is giving heavy Pac-Man vibes, right? Like you've got the eyes on the block with the bow.
Yeah.
It's like Miss Pac-Man.
So you pretty much got it. So my original vision, which I'm actually if you hold X again and
okay. Gotcha. Very good.
But my original conception was that so this kid he's kind of he's staying up late and playing video games and he falls asleep and he basically kind of wakes up in this like dream world. And so I thought I don't know if you've ever had like a dream or something like if for me sometimes if I code for like way too long I'll have a dream that I'm like or there's a couple games I've played before where it's like I've played them for so long that I have like a dream in them. And so I thought okay, it'd be kind of cool to like okay, maybe this kid plays a lot of Pac-Man and he plays a lot of Tetris, and so
just up playing the Namco collection, but also Tetris is there for some reason.
Yeah. I'm kind of working now on for the post jam version, making a little intro cutscene where he's like playing a little Game Boy, like trying to hide it under the covers, you know.
Okay. Yeah, the classic.
And then he dozes off, and my thought is like he dozes off and he wakes up and like so you see the doors like that. There's a like there's just a door that appears in his room, and maybe the ghost is there, and he like follows it, and you know, he wakes up in the or he kind of falls into the dream world, and then you know, his adventure kind of ensues.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you?
And then
Would you like to take?
end,
I'm sorry. Continue.
and then at the end he wakes up. That was the thing.
Nice. We all love our fever
It
dream
was all a
games.
dream. Yeah. Yeah, the best trope in storytelling. Yeah.
I remember there's an Onion article about Breaking Bad while it was still running, where it's just like the ending of Breaking Bad, where Skylar reveals that she was just reading a book called Breaking Bad, and then like closes the cover and looks at it, just like the lamest thing you can imagine.
Yeah, or it was all Walt's like fantasy as a chemistry teacher, like
while he's like tripping on drugs or something.
Oh yeah, he actually used the myth. Yeah.
Right, and then he just hallucinated the whole events. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, you know, we don't care about that here. I was gonna ask, do you take like, would you like me to suggest things if I think about them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know. I figure a critique that's coming is that it takes too long for the ghost to get to the top.
Oh
'cause,
no, not really.
Oh, okay, cool. That's been probably the most common critique I've gotten.
Have you by
ahead.
chance played Gen 4 Pokemon?
Yeah, I love Gen 4 Pokemon.
So the thing that immediately sprang to my mind, because I know exactly what you're talking about, is that the distance depends, or like the amount of time it takes for her depends on the distance, right?
Oh,
It's like the health bars.
Are you like referring to the clip of the Chansey that gets like takes like a whole minute for the HP to run down to 0?
Yeah, you could just divide it. Like you can multiply it by a thing that makes it so it takes the same amount of time every time, right?
Yeah. And this is something where well, I actually had a couple friends who were kind of interested in playtesting, but because of timing, it just didn't work out. I wish I had gotten more feedback on this, because it's a simple fix that I've already kind of made for the post jam version, is speeding this up. Like I doubled the speed essentially, so it's always like you know, it's always twice as fast.
Shit.
And then now you've run into the other main bug that I've kind of been working on oh, okay, no, you haven't. Never mind. You can actually get out of this. Okay.
Yeah. I was a bit sweating, but yeah.
Yeah, the issue that sometimes pops up is you know, the player can get in a situation where they're stuck, and it's like they can't jump out, and there's no way to place a block under them, because I think you might have saw earlier, if the block touches the player, it despawns. Just
right.
I did that so that there wouldn't be any collider issues. Same thing happens if it's about to touch like the door or one of the keys.
Yeah.
But because of that, you know, there's sometimes you have to sometimes restart the levels, just because of that.
Okay.
And what I did as a fix in the version in the new version is I created what's called a super jump, where you can make this super fast jump that's like twice as high, but you don't have as much horizontal control. So if you need to get out of like a quick fix, that's like the solution.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's also an issue sometimes where the player can get trapped like in a box almost, like where there's blocks all around, including on the top. And so what the super jump does is it allows the character, like if it hits a block above it when it does a super jump, it'll break that block.
Okay.
So that's why kind of my solution to this. So hopefully it seems like a few people have run into this issue, and I figured that it was, you know.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, I'm not trying to stress test your game. I'm trying to play it like as it was intended to be played. Under normal circumstances, I would be stress testing, but you know, the period for that is over, kind of, right?
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, So this is a design like consideration that I've found a lot of developers for this specific jam, because it's mode themed, so a lot of them have like a toggle for their modes. Do you plan on adding more modes than just the block and the jump?
Well, I don't know actually. I've kind of thought going back and forth about the snake mode, like I kind of mentioned earlier.
Right.
But I don't know how balancing for that would work, because I'm not sure if that would make it too easy. Like, oh, you can just switch to the snake and he can move in like on any axis. You know, he can move forward, or you can move up, down, left, or right.
Right.
And so, you know, I'd have to consider that. And I'm guessing that the criticism is that you could just press X instead of.
Oh yeah. If it's a toggle, then there's no point in menuing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's actually that's why I did it, was because I initially intended to have 3 gameplay modes, and so it kind of just stayed there. Because in my initial playtesting, it was just you press X and it switches modes, because those were the only 2 modes. But then when I was getting the UI ready, it was like I was still considering snake mode, and so
right.
You know, that ended up staying in the gameplay.
That is really interesting though. Snake mode. Like, I wonder how that would fit into all of this.
I don't know, because I guess one way you could compensate difficulty-wise is just having more obstacles, because then you know, in Snake, if you hit an obstacle, then you know you lose, and so this part's a little frustrating.
I mean, don't worry about it. I don't know if you've seen the games that I've been playing, but a lot of them have been very challenging, and I have been legitimately frustrated at some of them. But that's not to say that I was having a bad time. Like, I live on the internet, so being frustrated and having a fun time is pretty much par for the course.
Yeah.
But
No, I like a good rage game sometimes.
Yeah. I know I could just use the Tetris mechanic for this, but I want to see if I can do it. There we go.
You actually can't for this one, because well, you'll see where the block spawns. That wall.
Oh,
block,
okay.
The right blocks you from being able to go. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's where you have to use platforming. That was my intention.
Yeah. By the way, just really quickly, props on the main theme here. I really like it.
Oh, thank you. Those kind of quickly put together. Well, actually, no. That one I put a little more time into. I was just at work actually, and I hummed a little melody. And I was like, oh, I should write that down before I forget it. And so I just opened up Beatbox. And,
another Beatbox user.
yeah. It's like the easiest DAW to use.
Like, legitimately, it's insane how useful it is, and I'm kind of scared of telling other people about it, because I don't know. Maybe this is my most toxic trait. I'm trying to protect Beatbox. Cello here actually introduced it to me. One day, linked in the chat, and I've been using it ever since, because it's just like, even if it's for like, because they kind of market it as if it's just a sketching program, right? But it's so much better than that. Like, and you can download any version. It's insane. But I really like the little trill that you have, the little spooky trill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a lot of, it's really expanded its features since I've started using it, and I think I started using it back when you could only have like 4 audio channels, but now you can.
It's arbitrarily many, right?
Yeah, it's not just limited to the number that was on like the Game Boy or whatever, or the NES, and I was, I
think I've run into a bug actually. I'm hearing the ghost popping up to the top of the screen sound perpetually.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one I ran into after just submitting. Yeah, is it still going?
No, it's good. I just had to re-up the ghost. So I want to ask, like, do you you said you didn't get a lot of testing done for this game, or that like your friends just couldn't do it or something? Did you get a lot of chance for other people to play your game before you shipped it?
No. I honestly didn't get any chance, because I was kind of on the last day even, trying to get some of the like levels connected and stuff, and so it was kind of hard. I couldn't get like a finished build done until like the final day, really, or like the day before. So it's like I had all the levels, but it's like the transition between them I had to kind of for some reason I kind of just saved that until near the end.
That's funny. I mean, I literally saved that entire dialogue story sequence at Teleco until the very last couple days. Like the sequence where the lightning strikes the TV and then you chat with Teleco was the last addition I put into the game.
Oh, nice.
So
well, that kind of makes it. I think that's part of the charm. I think that's cool.
yeah, that's why it's not input based, which is the most common complaint. And I'm just like, I know, I'm sorry. I really wish I could. Like, it's not like I don't want you to read the dialogue. Like, I put thought into it and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have all that flair in the text boxes, which I spent a long time on. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny how like what people decide to make the last minute thing, the thing that they polish at the very last second. For you, I guess it was level transitions, right? So
that was part of it. That and just the title screen, splash page. Usually for Game Jam games, I'll just make my like my thumbnail for the Jam page the same as the title screen. So I was working kind of on that, and that had that one took me a little bit because I was initially planning on like a like making it look almost like one of those SNES game covers. Oh, this is where one of the new the other game mechanic gets introduced.
Right. Watch your feet whenever a row of blocks fills up. I was gonna ask if you can actually Tetris in this game.
Yeah, you can. That's this is where it starts becoming relevant.
Nice. Also, props in this background. It's very nice, clean.
Thank you.
I noticed that the stars, clouds, and moon are all out of the way of the actual like the relevant zone of the game, right? Like you've made it such that you don't have any background elements in the relevant part of where the game takes place in.
Right. Yeah. That was important to me to make sure that because I like nice looking like UI or UX, and one of they call it like Gestalt principles. I don't know if
I have heard of this term before. I just don't know exactly what it refers to.
So it's kind of like principles about how like humans will like organize innately different objects, whether they're looking at like a piece of art or just like a group of objects in general. And these principles are really important for like web design. One of the main ones is foreground background. That's kind of the
yeah, that's really important in video games, obviously.
Yeah, positive negative space. That's another way to kind of put it.
It's like, have you seen the Zelda CDI games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have horrible all foreground.
All foreground. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I that's in video games something I don't like is when I can't tell what's interactable and what's not.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This also kind of just helped me with the art in general, because then it's like, oh, I don't need to fill in a third of my background. I can leave it monocolor for the for the background.
Yeah, sometimes things are better when they're simpler. Like
yeah. The KISS method, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, I actually like literally wrote that on like a notepad that I had for Teleco, because I'm just like, yo, well, it was mostly for the code. Because I was like, dude, like it's like I said, like I have to turn this game into spaghetti code or else it's not getting out the door. And part of that was just like, don't fucking make systems for this that you're not going to use because like they're inevitably going to break down the line. Like just keep it simple. Just make a global variable for everything. Fuck it. Like if I think you're trapped, I do also. I'm sweating a little bit. Is there a way to like reset the map?
Yeah, if you press pause, you can restart the level.
Okay, I think I might need to do that.
Yeah,
but let's give it one good try.
All right.
I think I might be able to do it this one. Nope. It's over. It's so much over.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Some people have asked for like a rewind or an undo button, like some puzzle games have.
Right.
Yeah, and
I can see how that'd be useful in this one.
Yeah, I kind of considered it. That's kind of why I had the I added that super jump I was talking about earlier. Like in the current build, you would have been able to get out of that just because you would have been able to have a quick jump up that would get you out of that that situation where it's just too steep. just logistically, the main thing with like a rewind button is I don't know how if it would work literally like a rewind button where it just resets everything to like one block ago, including the player, or not. Because if it doesn't,
Hmm.
you know, if a row gets deleted and you undo that, you know, you don't want the player to get stuck in that space where the row is now returning. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So up until now, I think that the mechanics, uh, like the mechanics haven't had much of like a puzzle consideration, but now it's like, okay, I have to consider where my blocks are going to be because I have to clear out these 2 rows, and I also have to get enough height to get up there while making it out of the box.
Yeah, that was part of the issue with balancing. Was just you know, sometimes I would write down, I design a level, I put it on paper, and then when I design it, it's like, oh my gosh, this takes way too long to complete, just because there's so many considerations for where you can put blocks. Because sometimes I'd be thinking, oh, I can just put a block here, it doesn't matter. But then, like when that row deletes, it's like, oh crap, I could have put that block there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video I keep referencing over and over. There's a lot of things I keep referencing over and over, but my references are diversifying the more developers I talk to, which is nice. But there's this like video I got recommended a while back where just like this indie puzzle developer was talking about how you really don't have to complicate your puzzles. Like no matter how simple you make them, you don't have to make them any more devious than that. And the only way that you can find out if it needs to be more difficult is through playtesting. Otherwise, like your players will get stuck and you're gonna cringe.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually I'm actually working kind of on a puzzle platformer, like a bigger one that I have to kind of consider that. Just like how how hard will the puzzles be to me versus like to play testers, and
Right.
I think that getting that feedback is so useful.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You have to
No.
restart.
Damn it. I feel like a restart is in order here, but that's fine.
Yeah.
By the way, how many levels are there total? Did you make?
There's 7, but
Okay.
so one of the bugs I mentioned was or that I didn't mention was so the transition between levels fails before the last level. So there's supposed to be an 8th level, but and it's fully done, but I didn't connect one of the signals accidentally on that second to last level to the last level, and so I didn't notice that until right after the jam submission window closed, and I was like, crap.
Damn it, dude.
Like I was just hitting myself over the head, like, oh my gosh, this is it's like I even like on those little help bubbles in the last level. I put a little help bubble that was like, hey, congrats for getting this far, thank you for playing. I was like, I wanted to say thank you for you know, for playing that far, and it also has a proper like fade to white, and it says like congratulations whenever you finish it on the last level.
And you fucked up the signal and it doesn't go.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
after level 7, it'll just fade to black. That's the. I mean, it shouldn't do anything more than that. But yeah, that's.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. It's it will be in the post jam version. So
yes,
yeah.
hell yeah. What was I gonna say? Right. So you mentioned that you worked on multiple jams before. Like, so how many have you? Is this a bug? Can I not move through the help bubble?
Oh yeah, okay. You can put a block over the help bubble. That was
Oh no, I couldn't move laterally past the help bubble.
Oh, you could.
I mean that.
Oh, like move a block or move the player.
Like I tried to move it through the help bubble and I got stuck on it. Every jam from now on, once you finish, you should download your own game permission, play it all the way through. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't quite do that. I submitted it with 12 minutes on the clock, but
yeah, me too. Or well, mine says like hour 26, and I think I think that's the first version I tried submitting, because you mentioned about browser builds and stuff. Like it took me a few tries. But before they extended the deadline, I actually was unable to get the browser version to upload properly, and thankfully that extra like hour or half hour, however long, gave me enough time to actually properly look up how to get the browser build working. turns out there's a here's I guess just a tip if you're looking to do it in the future. So let me actually see if I can look it up because
Yeah.
there's a specific if you try uploading uh, if you try uploading a browser like an HTML5 build, it'll pop up an error message usually. And let me see, there's a certain thing on the like publishing page that you have to check, because there's a certain.
Also, yeah. Hello, Unclaimed Fame. This is Unclaimed Fame, one of the developers on the Left on Red. I almost called it airplane mode. I know that's a sore point for you, but Unclaimed Fame says that your game is sick, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But you were talking about the HTML5 bug.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just pulled it up. So in the edit game page, you have to check under the frame options. There's this box that says shared array buffer support, and it says experimental in parentheses. But it'll actually, if you upload an HTML5 build from Godot 4, I think, because that's what I'm using as Godot 4. I don't know if it's the same for Godot 3, but for Godot 4, it'll say doesn't have or your build does not include shared array buffer. And so I found it on like a Reddit comment somewhere. It said like you have to check shared array buffer support on the edit game page. So I guess just in the future, if you have an issue with that might be where it's coming from.
Okay.
If you upload it and it just says this game you can't play it, like it.
Right.
Yeah.
I will definitely, while I'm poring over the video footage of this, listen to that more intently because my mind was in a couple places. But
Sure.
You mentioned the making a Reddit help thread. That's when I'm at my lowest point, when I have to make a help thread. You know,
Yeah.
I regret it, but like I kind of made like a little bit of an aggressive, a too aggressive like help thread post. Where I'm just like, listen, I have scoured the internet for hours on this. I have very little time. I need the answer in the clearest terms possible. I don't want any snark. I don't want any I don't want you to ask me to think about like game engine hierarchy or whatever. I need you to just like tell me how you would do this one specific thing.
Yeah.
Like in the most straightforward way possible, so that when somebody 3 years from now looks at this dead thread, they are not pulling their hair out like I was. You know, like.
Yeah, I know. It's like this isn't Stack Overflow. I'm not.
I hate when people like they fucking speak in riddles at you, dude. They'll just be like, "Well, have you thought about what you're trying to do with this?" It's like, dude, please just tell me how to hook up a fucking signal.
Yeah, your entire architecture is wrong. It's like I don't have time to like redo my entire game. Just give me one answer.
I know it's spaghetti. I know, please.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, it's like that's like my number one. Like this same thing with like just software development in general, because I program with like JavaScript during the day. It's like
man,
if there's like something with ES6 that I'm like confused about, and there's like a specific way like my workplace wants it formatted. And I look it up online, they'll just be like, oh well, did you consider using this like instead?
It's like, oh, did I consider revamping my entire program from the ground up? I did not consider that because that would be a horrible idea.
You're so smart. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate having to make health threads. I hate waiting with my pants on fire. Just like, please. Yeah. I hope somebody gives me some worthwhile input. But see, that's also the thing. Have you ever heard the strategy some people employ, where instead of asking in a help thread like straightforwardly, what they'll do is they'll assert something that's slightly wrong, because people love correcting people, but they don't like helping people. So it's just like they'll just be like, yeah, I don't know, because like I was trying to hook up a signal in an instance hierarchy. And for some reason, just all of the help threads that I found were just dog shit. Like, they just were not helping me do this thing, which should be simple. It's built into the engine. Yeah, I'm already stuck. I'm sorry, Cyberwitch. Can't dig myself out of this hole.
Yeah. See, yeah, this is one level where like I might have to slightly rework it to factor in the super jump. Actually, no, I think the super jump only takes you like four tiles high, so I don't think that would get you out of the pit. the point is to like get the keys and then jump out and then get the key that's kind of stuck in the box. But that's
Okay.
I'm sure there's
I figured it was gonna be something like that. Also,
oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. So at least in terms of my personal preference for things, I tried to make things very snappy. Like if you notice in Teleco, when you died, you very quickly came out of the TV again. Restarting is a little bit of a, it does take a little bit.
Oh, the fade to black. And
yeah, like with the by the way, this is another question that I neglected to ask you, but are there names for the characters?
Oh, good question. So originally, the boy was actually going to be like while I was tinkering around ideas. My original thought was, well, maybe it'll be like an astronaut, and he's like going to this weird. He crash lands on this weird planet of like Tetris blocks, and so in my game like hierarchy, I always just named the player like astronauts, and
I
then
see.
even after I changed it to being the boy, and I thought, oh wait, maybe I can just name him like Astro or something, just
Astro.
as like a
Astro Boy.
little nod. I have not come up with a name for the ghost girl yet. So you can name the ghost girl.
For now, I will simply refer to her as Ghost Girl.
Ghost girl, yeah. I thought of like something kind of grimdark, like like Agatha. Or
Oh, nice. I mean, that's a cute name. We've all played Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like grim maybe, but she doesn't look grim. She looks like
Very cheerful little Tetris ghost. You should name her something Tetris themed, like Tetra or something.
Oh yeah, Tetra. Yeah, that could work because the game's called Tetra Jump. I mean, or Tetra Jump.
Hell yeah.
Tetra. That's. I mean, she possesses the Tetramino blocks. Like,
True.
Not like, yeah.
Weirdly high concentration of haunting themes in this jam.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know.
Just a lot of weird little coincidences with like
where people's heads are at, right?
Do what?
Where people's heads are at.
Yeah. I actually found 2 other games that incorporated Tetris mechanics.
Yeah, very Halloween themed jam in December.
Yeah. The haunting theme, and then like I mentioned earlier, the one guy said, "Oh, we were gonna have a ghost companion." I'm like,
yeah.
Really?
many ghost companions this game, or game jam. Actually, it'd be funny, like maybe you could call the kid Tetro, and then the ghost is Tetra.
Oh yeah.
Because it is Tetro Jump, but
yeah, that's kind of like a Mega Man, kind of like a rock and roll.
Right. I need a composer here for a ghost theme, Koro Beiniki. I don't know what that is, I'm sorry. Do I even... I don't think I can even do this.
You might have to restart.
Oh, hold on, no, I got this.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Do not doubt my power, my raw spiritual energy.
Yeah. See, balancing for this game is difficult because there's an element of randomness to how the blocks fall.
Oh really?
There's actually a really in-depth.
Okay, I did fuck this up.
Strategy
I'm sorry.
wiki. There's actually a really in-depth strategy wiki page on Tetris, and it gives like all the exact rules for like different Tetris versions. And
did you reference that directly?
Yeah. Well, for the orientation of the blocks as they rotate, it's actually different between the NES and the Game Boy version, like slightly. Okay. I think it's the S blocks and the Z blocks, that one and the green one, or no, the yellow one. That one's next. And so it depends on which block is like the pivot point. That's like the point of contention.
I mean, yeah, there's been decades and decades of people absolutely obliterating Tetris from every conceivable angle. So you have a wealth of information there.
Yeah. But yeah, this game actually employs the true Tetris randomness, which is what they call like single bag random, which is where it'll randomly shuffle all 7 of the tetrominos, and it'll go through each of them, and then it'll repeat that process. It'll
Okay.
it'll so within the 7 blocks it'll be random. So like once the 7th block, or sorry, it'll be guaranteed to go through all 7 blocks in a row,
Hmm.
or in a cycle, and then it'll shuffle it again, and then do it again.
Okay.
Quick tip: for this level, you might want to jump down first before you start placing.
Okay. That makes a certain amount of sense. Let me. I think this one will work out in my favor. And
It
then
can
we go
if,
down
if
here.
you're if you stick on the right, on the left.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we made it out. And then there's also the.
There you go.
You'll probably be adding like an instantly drop block feature.
Yeah, that was one suggestion I got, and I thought it was interesting. I, the way some of the puzzles are designed, it's to where you're supposed to maneuver them,
Mhm.
but I think even with like an instant drop, I don't think that would be affected too much. Um,
With
yeah.
maneuvering.
Yeah, with or just with challenge in general, because if the point is maneuvering, then you don't want it to be like, oh, it instantly drops to the bottom.
Mhm.
uh,
I need to.
yeah, there you go.
Let me just not do that to
Yeah,
myself.
that's a trick that I've employed in my many playthroughs of it, is to do a quick switch. And
Tetris stalling.
and you've caught on to the mechanic that you can't skip a block. You have to place
Mm.
you have to place the block that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the run. I think this is it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh yeah, we made it. Probably.
go.
Don't speak too
Yay.
soon though.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
We could absolutely eat shit here, but let's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if I do this, then that will give me a jumpable area. Very good, very good.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me just not
You got it.
do anything further until I get that key into my house. Yeah, Uncle Main Fame said we need a ghost themed Tetris theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I think we all know the Tetris theme, but I know that
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was called that. I did know it was the Russian folk song.
Yeah. There's actually multiple Tetris themes I didn't realize until I watched a few like long plays of Tetris to help me
You did your research.
the gameplay flow down, and so you can. I think you can make it.
Yeah, I mean, I can only jump 2 blocks it seems.
Yeah, you gotta.
But yeah, this is it.
You might need to go off a little to the left from there. That's one thing that I could probably make a little smoother, is like the constant like shift
Nice.
to drop a block, then switch to the run mode, and then jump, and then switch back to blocks, lay down a block, and
Yeah.
Okay, this one's probably my favorite level. This one's probably
Nice.
of the one I designed. Not the hardest, that's why it's not at the end. But
Uncle Main Fame says you can see this is Tetris. It's really accurate.
thank you.
Yeah, you can sense its Tetrisness.
Sure, yeah. Part of the challenge actually was trying to fit the levels within this like a space where it's like 16 blocks wide.
Mm.
Height wasn't a problem; it was the width. And so, getting like a platforming challenge in, or like a having the gaps be big enough. It's kind of something I had to design around. So that was an interesting constraint. Okay, yeah, you got the first part down.
I'm kind of thinking like, what makes this your favorite? When are you going to pull the rug out from under me? When am I going to realize I'm a fool? It's probably just like having to build yourself out of the hole. Let me see.
Kinda, yeah. It's not. I'm not explicitly trying to trick people with this level.
Yeah.
But, I feel like the level. If it takes multiple tries, you see kind of how it builds on itself. Like
Right.
I'll kind of talk a little more once. I won't spoil it.
Okay.
But you're kind of getting the idea.
Hell yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. I think you are. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. My brain is quite smooth. We'll see if I can form some wrinkles here in this playthrough.
Okay.
I'd probably go for the clear in the middle.
That's what I've been questioning that the whole time. It's like, oh man, am I too smooth-brained for my own game? Like, are
Yeah.
people gonna find it like way too easy? And you know?
Yeah. See, that's the trap. Like you, like that video I talked about where the puzzle designer is just like, yeah, in playtesting, I tried to make this puzzle devious, and then it just ended up making a bunch of people stuck. And even the ones that I thought were simple, people were getting stuck on. It's like, yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watch GMTK, Game Maker's Toolkit.
GMTK, yes, I am subscribed to them, but I haven't been keeping up with my subscriptions lately, and I only recently subscribed to them because, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's he's been working on a puzzle platformer actually, and his
no, I fucked myself. I've absolutely fucked myself. Wait, I can. No, we can make it out.
You might be able to keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
See, this is part of the.
Thank you for believing me, Cyberwitch.
The kind of hidden depth I found while working through this is like you actually have to be careful sometimes where you place your block. Like you can't. Sometimes a throwaway placement of a block will screw you over, and it's
Yeah.
like. Oh.
Cyberwitch says, I was like, oh, I fucked myself, and then Cyberwitch is like, no, you just have to play actual Tetris now.
Yeah.
Your punishment, play Tetris. It'd be funny. I mean, this sounds like too silly, like, and also probably hard to implement. But just like if you're so stuck that you have no choice but to play Tetris, it just like starts playing the Tetris theme.
Yeah.
Which is open source, or not open source. It's royalty free or something, because it's
play like a frantic version though. You make people feel unease.
You'd have to build like what's the word? Fuck. Like pathing or something. I'm blanking on the word that I'm looking for. An arrangement. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I have to stick multiples of the purple block down here to build myself out of this hole I've dug. All right, okay. The problem is that you can't stick a line piece down. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, but we'll try it.
You're actually so for my intended solution, I'll just say that for my intended. Oh, you could. Oh, okay. I was gonna say you could put the green one in the.
No, I've built too much over there. I need to clear a space. And I'm going to let that one.
You might have run into the bug that I mentioned, or that I put in the disclaimer in the
Wait, what's
on
that?
the game jam page. So the way it works when you complete a level is so the player you click C and you open the door and the player moves towards a specific spot, and if that spot is blocked, it'll just keep running towards it and it won't complete the level.
That's
you
rough.
might have run into it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've just done a Tetris, so things are looking up. Things are looking good for our heroes.
Yeah.
Use
the
that
only problem
eyepiece.
is it does soft lock you. So
oh no.
Restart. Yeah, it won't let you
Okay,
unlock
just
it.
for safety reasons.
Yeah,
We gotta wear our hard hats.
I don't want to deny the last level. I don't want to make you go through the whole game again.
Yes.
That would
You know I will, because I will.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm down to talk. That's I just don't want to. I don't want to inconvenience players that way.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so I think you were going to tell me your intended solution. You don't have to, but
Okay. Well, you had it right at first with getting the keys first, and I guess you saw you don't want to get like trapped whenever you're building towers on the sides, right?
Oops.
So my intended solution, I'll just say, build a tower on both sides. That's my intended solution.
Okay. I mean, I think with enough brain power, enough luck, and enough time, you can probably make this work any way you want it to, right?
Yeah. I think I've solved it a couple of different ways, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Legend of Blue developers, or at least one of them, was kind of laughing because I kept coming up. I kept brute forcing the puzzles, or the spicier mechanics in funny ways.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, man, my brain is smooth from streaming. Like you. You cannot
Yeah,
convince me to form a thought.
I think it's cool when you see a solution, or you see another player like find a solution to a puzzle you didn't even intend. Like I think that's cool. As
Yeah,
long
hell
as it
yeah.
doesn't make it like way too easy. But
Yeah.
so I've actually had that happen before with one of my game jam games where it's like, ah, crap, I didn't, because it requires you to do a sequence of like 2 or 3 things, and like well, I thought it did, and it turns out you could do it with like just one command, and I was like, that's,
Cool.
oh, there you go. That's
I will say that the bugs in Teleco are wait, no, I gotta play Tetris, right? The bugs in Teleco that people have come up against are things that make the game really easy but really bizarre. One of them is a tractor beam glitch, I call it, where Teleco will be magnetized to the last audio wave that she touched, and like if you spawn at the TV, you just like start flying towards it immediately once you're out of it. And it will get you across chasms, it will get you like further faster, but I don't know how it clears itself, and I don't know what causes it, but I didn't have enough time.
Have you run into any glitches with like, or any bugs with like the mouse scrolling just in general?
I did not test with the mouse scrolling very often. I did find that it's one of those things that makes the game harder because you start getting reckless. Because like at first I was like, oh, it seems very natural to just use the mouse scroll wheel for adjusting volume, and that's why I selected it as a control scheme. But like you can change the volume so quickly that some people just like either go straight to mute or straight to max. And for at least like one of the puzzles, it's a little like more difficult because my intention was to make some of the puzzles require you to alter the volume in real time in like a specific cadence or a specific tempo. That last puzzle in particular, where you have to switch them and then you have to go like unlock Teleco from being blocked by 2 people or 2. The creatures are called Gawamono, which is like Japanese for thing that roars. That's another reason that I ask, like, do you have names for these specific things? Because I had weird specific names for certain things, and nobody's ever going to see them because that was just an internal developer thing. And if you've ever played a Soulsborne game, they have internal names for that shit. That's like...
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Oh, go ahead. Nothing.
Okay. The Soulsborne games have weird internal names for a lot of their creatures. And it's like, you'll never know the developers, like, what they were thinking when they did this. Like, you don't know at what stage in development they changed it and gave them a proper name. So I'm really fascinated with stuff like that. Have you considered adding platforms that the Tetris blocks can pass through? That would be interesting. There's a lot of stuff you can do with pass-through stuff. Cyberwitch is asking if you considered making pass-throughs for some of the platform stuff. That could be cool.
Like in what respect? Sorry, I'm kind of blanking. What pass through?
Like adding blocks that the Tetris blocks can pass through.
Kind of lean into the ghost theme kind of a little bit.
Oh, could be. That could probably streamline the gameplay more.
Yeah. That wasn't really. I never really thought of that. That's a neat suggestion.
Yeah. I am playing Tetris here now. I'm playing it kind of poorly. I'm kind of thinking, actually, if I reach the ceiling with this, does the game like restart automatically? That'd be funny.
No, it just automatically boots you out of block mode. That's.
Oh man,
it would be kind of funny if you actually. I almost considered like doing it at like a game over, or just make it to where you just can't use block mode. Like it just completely blocks.
I fucked myself. I fucked myself so bad. No. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your suggestion and make.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that the door sound was like coming through your mic, and I was like, wait, what's going on?
No. So okay. So do what you do normally. Grab the keys.
Yes.
I'll speak more on that.
I think if I just get a couple L blocks, like if I get 2 reverse facing L blocks and 1 any L block, I could easily clear that top platform. Wait, what is my raise in Tetro right now? Yes, okay.
Okay, so one thing I'll say for filling up the left side, so you see there's only a 1 block gap. So, you know, the only block you could realistically get through there without, you know, blocking off one of the bottom rows is an eye block, like the long ones. So
you want me to build a tower? I'm kind of curious, and
well,
don't worry, like I wanna try this.
Okay, go ahead.
If you know if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I was gonna say you can maneuver the blocks. So once they get through that 2 block gap, you can maneuver them to the left side. That's
Okay.
what I'll. But you might also want to get out of there before you do, just so you don't get.
I see. There's an eye block. So.
Yeah, if you maneuver it down through the 2 block gap on the right, and then you know try and get it over to the left side, and kind of build it up from the bottom.
Okay. Sorry. Let me try this thing. I want to see. I want to see if my double L block strat will come in clutch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right now the platform is like ceilings that make level clearance in Tetris mode. I mean, this is cool. I just like one of the important things about like challenging puzzlers in particular is like making sure that the player is able to get back in quickly after they fail. And that's like I really have no notes for this other than just like some of the automated like what's the word? I guess some of your tweens could be a bit faster. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid.
Boom.
I've gotten a lot of the main critique pretty much is that it's just a little slow, just with with transitions mostly.
Yeah, it's hard to tweak that stuff when you are on a crunch because like listen, my friends and I were combing through the teleco opening over and over and over again. Like and I didn't have a skip option, and that's probably contributed to why the text goes by so quickly because I was very impatient and I'm just like, shit dude, I need to get you know, like I need to get to the end of this thing. I need to make sure that it works. I don't know if that was the right call, but if you saw what I was trying to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. This will give me 2 blocks clearance, which should be enough to get up there. Let me go ahead and go over there. Actually, no, I can't.
Okay. If you get this is different than how I my intended solution. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm interested to see if this works.
With enough brain wrinkles and enough time.
Yeah. Yeah. The main. If I could change like just one aspect of the game, it would be I wish that it didn't require you to like restart the whole thing if you make one small mistake.
So you want to make that undo mode?
Kinda, but I think
or not even mode. I need to have a swear jar for every time I say mode because this game jam has broken my brain.
You might be able to make
Yeah,
it.
I'm just out of here.
Oh.
We're free.
There you go.
We made
wow. It. Okay. Wow. That was awesome. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go ahead and tell you what my intended quote unquote solution was. So, like I mentioned, you can only put an eye block down the right or the left path, and so the intention was that you would maneuver some blocks down the right path and then onto the left side on the lower half, and then you build up the tower from the bottom, and then you kind of complete it all with an eye block or with a block that's or just with a long block in general. And then you do a similar thing on the right side, and then what you do is you get rid of those three rows that were creating that little stopgap.
Yeah.
In general.
But I just tunneled myself out.
Yeah. And then the intention was that you'd be in the middle, and then you'd have a like slightly narrower space from the center to build a little tower up in the center up to the top. So that was kind of my intention. But I think it's awesome that you did an alternate solution. All right, this is the
the slow sunrise
for the So this actually is part of the whole kind of pseudo story. So
Right, the dream waking up.
yeah, it's getting closer to morning. That's so yeah. For the first few levels, it's completely dark. It's completely the moon's out, the stars are out, and then the clouds move in, and then after that you see kind of the dawn, and then finally the last this level, and then level 8, which isn't shown here.
Yeah.
Will have the sunrise. The way I mentioned this, the way that level 8 ends is it fades to white, and then it just says congratulations. But my goal with like the post jam version is to actually have it to where he wakes up in his room, and I thought it'd be kind of funny if like it's like the whole this is all a dream ending, because that's kind of what it is. But it's like he's in his bed and he like just reaches into his pocket and there's like a key in his pocket, and then it just says the text pops up and it says the end with like question mark, and it doesn't mean anything, but like I just thought that'd be super campy.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I'm here for it. I was gonna make a Bloodborne joke, just like my, what was it? The hunt, the nightmares, or the terrible dream? I don't remember what Gehrman's quote is, but I'm a big Bloodborne fan.
I've never played Bloodborne, so you can say whatever, and I'll just assume it's right.
Yes. Bloodborne, like a lot of FromSoft games, are pretty much peak fiction to me, and yeah, just there's a sequence at the end of Bloodborne where you the night of the hunt happens, and then like after the hunt is over, the sun rises. Spoiler alert for a game from 2015.
Oh yeah.
Bloodborne is still peak fiction, and that's why they will never port it to PC. Because I bought a PlayStation 4 in the year of our Lord 2021 to play it.
Oh, that's fair. I'm always behind with like console generations.
Yeah, and people will buy PS4s in modernity to play Bloodborne specifically.
Yeah.
Bloodborne Kart is almost out. The indie developer of Bloodborne Kart, which is just a fucking joke game made by a wonderful queer developer, a trans girl named Lilith, I believe. Yeah, she made a PlayStation 1 remake of Bloodborne. And then she made Bloodborne Kart because we were joking that Bloodborne Kart would come out before Bloodborne for PC would come out.
Is it just like a kart racer with like Bloodborne in it?
Yeah, it's a really comedic kart racer. It's because Bloodborne is an extremely like grimdark fantasy of like gothic horror and shit. Yeah. And then you've got fucking like Mario Kart racetrack music, and it's so good.
That's awesome.
I can get out, Cyberwitch. Just believe. You gotta believe. We're gonna make it through the terrible night. It wasn't that terrible. We just mostly stayed up playing Tetris.
Yeah. Yeah. This level and the level 8 is actually kind of similar in conception, where you have to kind of build downward and delete rows. These ones were the hardest to balance, because if you get a certain combination of blocks at the beginning, it makes it kind of easy, but then other combinations it makes it difficult. So yeah. Although there are certain, if you play it enough, the solution can be simple for this one, to where you don't have to like get yourself in kind of a entrapped kind of like this.
No, that's fine. I know where I'm going. Cyberwitch has correctly identified that I can only place the line block over here if I want to get out, but I've already fucked myself because I. Damn it, no. Alright, one more line.
Yeah, see, this is what I was kind of referring to earlier. I was surprised that this was like, I didn't even consider this whenever I was first designing like the ideas for this. I was like, oh well, it may or may not mesh together, and it may just be easy, like, oh, you place a block and then you can you can jump on the block and stuff like that. But I was like, oh wait, you can. There's actually some stakes, I guess, to like placing down blocks in certain places.
Yeah, making sure that you don't end up in block jail.
Yeah.
I think I will get. No, I need. Oh no. No, don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. Oh, fuck. Hold on. No. Okay. Well, this is not optimal. But, Yeah, I would have put myself in block gel again, but this will clear.
There you go.
All right, let me out of here.
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, were there any like technical difficulties that like really hounded you, even for a brief moment?
Yes. Okay. So this is a. Uh, I don't know if you've ever run into this issue with Godot in specific. My original thought was like, okay, I can get these Tetris mechanics done like really quickly because Tetris isn't a really complex game. But what ended up being a problem was the colliders with this game. So you think, okay, so these are all 16 by 16, blocks. Each little tetromino is made up of four 16 by 16 blocks. And so you think, okay, well, the collider just has to be 16 by 16 pixels then, right? Well, I thought so too, but then it turns out whenever I was putting this together, I would do that, and then I'd have the blocks fall, and then right as they got, like, let's say right here, so that bottom part of this tetromino slides right in, right between those two, already placed blocks. The issue, what would happen is it would stop right before it got to that final, before it nestled into place. It would stop one like set of tiles above it. It would register that as a collision. I was like, what gives? It should slide right into place. If it's all 16 by 16, it should be, it should all just fit perfectly together. Well, I looked it up, and Godot in 2D for their colliders has what's called a safety margin, and so yeah, and so for colliders, it would there's like a 0.08, I think, something like that, a very small decimal pixel margin where it'll count as a collision even if it's like away from the collider. And I tried to turn it off, but there's like no way to set the safety margin to 0.
Really?
And so what would happen? Yeah, you can set it to like 0.00001 or whatever, but you can't turn it off. And no matter how low I set it, it wouldn't get rid of that glitch. And so what I had to do, I had to make the colliders like 15 by 15, and then have a what is it? An area 2D. I like to call them trigger colliders because I'm from Unity, but ones that will let you pass through them, but will still register if something enters them. Oh, there's you can see that block on the very left.
Oh, holy shit! I might have to restart this one.
Yeah, might have to. Unless
this one's gnarly.
Might have. Yeah.
My situation is. Oh no.
You can try, but it'll take a little bit.
With enough brain. Nah, I'm gonna restart
because
I think I could probably go with like a better approach to this. But you're saying actually, I was gonna say like because this is based on a grid, right? Like the blocks aren't moving through space; they're teleporting, right?
Yes,
you could literally make the colliders like a pixel, right? Like they're not going to be colliding with shit. It's just a grid.
Yeah. That's actually the thing that I had to check for was collisions. Like that's when you know when to like stop a block and like move on to the next one. Is if it senses a collision downward or to the left or to the right, and it actually. It's actually a little bit more complex, especially with like the S and the Z blocks, because those, if you move them left or right or around specific corners, they're expected to, they're expected to either stop or move to the left or right. But there's like the different orientations for the rotation that had to be factored in, and stuff like that. And so what I ended up doing was having an area 2D that was like 1 pixel outside of the main collider, and if it caught either the collider or the area 2D, then it would consider it a like, oh, the block is placed or you can't move here. So it was kind of a combination of the two. I guess a 1 pixel one could have worked, but it would have had to have been on all 4 sides of the
right. Block. Well, I didn't think that statement through very well, but I guess I was just saying like. The collider doesn't need to fill out the entire space because
yeah, sure.
And even like it doesn't even need to fill at the top because I don't wait. Well, the top when they are placed, but I'm assuming your problem is when when they're falling and they're not placed yet.
Yeah. So
because I guess like what I would do maybe is like they have a much more generous, much less like strict collider while they're falling, and then when they're placed, then they have the strict colliders.
Oh yeah, there actually is a. I actually have an animator on the little blocks that will whenever a block falls like right on top of it, it'll trigger and it'll make up for that 1 pixel gap. So
okay.
There's
Nice.
a little bit of interactivity. There's a little bit of like changing with the colliders and stuff. But yeah, I looking back, I probably could have done it a little better.
I mean, yeah, we all could have done it better, right?
Yeah, I know. It's like I didn't have enough time to rework it. That is the thing. Is like I already was like a little in too deep with how I was doing it, and so it's like.
Oh yeah, that's the classic issue. Refactoring at the last second.
Yeah, that's the gambler's fallacy or what. But
oh, I gotta get off of this one, or else.
Yeah, you'll fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to dig myself out and possibly soft lock with the door glitch. This is another reason that it's really useful to have the dev in chat, because it's like, well, what if I run into their game-breaking bug and I have no idea what's going on? A lot of devs like haven't been updating their pages very much, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I guess, you know, we all have lives and it's the holiday season and everything, but I don't know, just like it's been very fun for me making this my entire life's work in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I can't imagine not paying attention to how your game is doing and like not playing other people's games and everything.
Yeah, I almost
What's up,
like
Cyberwitch?
that. I was like, you know, I've put enough work into this where I feel like I need to like be active with it. Plus, I just even if it's like criticism, I just like getting more and more feedback. I think it's a great way to develop as a developer.
Yeah, I might have to put a block by the door to finish this. You're alright, Cyberwitch. I'm digging my hole.
I'm not sure if this is one of the levels where the door glitch was a thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you can even place a block next to the door.
This is entirely the problem. This section right here.
The last level, but I don't know. You could try placing a block to the right of the door.
Maybe just make a balcony. Yeah, I'm thinking I might use this L block and just like, well, not this specific one.
Yeah.
Maybe a Z block might do it.
Yeah. See, I had to update my page to like put that little disclaimer about the door glitch, because I figured, it's not fair for me to not tell someone about this.
Yeah.
You know, because then it'll be like, oh, they made it like 3/4 of the way through the game, and then suddenly they're just soft logs, and it's like, oh, I can mention that. One thing I'm interested in, so you know, the big mode people, and maybe Donkey, I don't know if he's gonna play all of them or not, but I wonder if they're gonna want to play like the original Jam version, or if we can make updates and like they'll play that version.
My thing is like, Donkey is a content creator. He's a big YouTuber with 8 million subscribers. He probably has a schedule. He probably has people like scheduling him even, right? So like, I kind of doubt that he's gonna be doing much more with the Game Jam people, but you know,
yeah,
that's just my personal speculation.
Yeah, I'm interested. I don't even know how involved Donkey is with this jam, because it seems more like the big mode, like pair-ups and the.
Were you here when Blade was in here?
Briefly, I was listening.
I'm pretty sure that was Donkey.
That sounded just like Donkey. I was like, is he doing a Donkey impersonation?
No, I'm pretty sure that's just Donkey. He's made Blade videos before, but so that's cool, I guess.
I think that's awesome that he's just like being incognito and just like just you know, not making a big deal out of, you know, being.
I mean, it makes sense that he has a pseudonym when interacting with this community, because otherwise people would just be, you know, DMing him and shit.
Yeah, I know that. I can see the benefits.
I don't know if that fucked me. But we'll see.
I don't know.
But I think this will still fuck me. Hold on. Because I need to make. Oh, actually, suggested feature. The ability to zoom out and look at the thing without being in block mode.
Yeah. Okay. Good critique. That's actually I've gotten that too in a comment. That's fair. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, is just switching in and out of block mode real quick enough, or would it be a bit more convenient to just have like a button where you can hold it and zoom out or something?
Okay, I think I have a solution for this. It will be risky, and I might fuck myself again, but
All right.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because if you use that block in the middle, then you'd be screwed on the very right.
Yep. And looky here, who do we have here but the line block? Except that's not the one that I need right now. What I need right now is an L block. I need an L block.
You could probably just like put that over to the left.
Just put it wherever, really. Well, actually, yeah, on the left,
wherever.
because I don't want to block the door.
Keep away from the door would probably be a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the L block I need.
That's actually the main kind of puzzle gimmick of level 8. I guess I can talk about it since it's not going to be
level 8. God rest your soul.
Yeah. But keeping the door unblocked as you get rid of Rose. It's kind of the main thing.
Yeah. Okay, that is the L block that I'm looking for. Let's see if she gets us to the promised land. I didn't really think this one terribly hard. Okay, wait, this is not impossible. Maybe. Ah, damn it, dude. Will this fuck me? Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, try it.
Let's try to build our way out of the depths.
Yeah.
Okay, that next...
Yeah, you just gotta be careful to make sure you got a hole that you can jump down to get to the door at the end. That's the part of it.
Okay. I feel like... Yeah. It's deceptively like you really do have to think through a lot of things. Or else you will like stick yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah, that totally it is deceptive. Whenever I was like drawing this stuff out, I didn't even think about like, oh, this might take you know, I didn't even factor in that kind of part of the mechanics into it. I originally, in my original design, actually had this level essentially being twice as tall and having like twice as many keys, but that would have taken way too long to complete.
Right.
So that's one thing I'm glad while I was personally playtesting, I realized. Oh, okay.
Does not end the run. I think, well, if I place the line block...
I think a long block down the right, a few long blocks down the right would be enough.
I'm trying to think of placing this and then the square on top. The square on top would add 2 blocks on top, but they would add them... Yeah, I wouldn't be able to jump out of that pit, even if these all cleared. Yeah, this is devious. But hey, it's not like... It's devious in that really... It really makes you feel like you're in block jail.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, prisoners with enough time can break out of any situation, right? But
yeah.
But it's like with fucking Tetrominos.
Well, the prisoners are playing Tetris.
Exactly. I keep being jump scared by my own Streamlabs bot because I set that up a long time ago and then I didn't toggle it on, and I only recently toggled it on because I've been doing this and I've gotten more viewers than I ever have. So I was like, I should probably set this on so I can have people in my Discord maybe, if they want to be. But
sure.
All right, we've dug a little bit out. My spoon is rusty, but we're still going. Shit, that's not the fucking... I accidentally used that WSD.
The Shawshank Redemption right here.
Yeah.
There you go. I think I can see a way out.
Yeah, I just need to do Tetris. I just need to do Tetris and then...
I appreciate the persistence.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's yeah. For me, like I probably at this point would have just restart the level. But I think it's I like that persistence. I think it's great.
Yes, very good. I am nothing if I am not persistent. It is. It's a decent trait sometimes, but sometimes the sunk cost fallacy gets you.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I can't. Okay. Is this a known issue where you can't like slide in sometimes? Is that the
Oh,
margin?
oh yeah, with one of the blocks. I think it's just with that block. I think that's the. You might have to like try pushing it down, or would it not let you slide in at all?
It was not letting me slide in. I'm
Yeah. Okay. I think that was the one block in like maybe even just that orientation that I had to like move the collider like down 1 pixel.
okay. I'm going to do a Hail Mary here. Let's try that out.
Right.
First size. We'll put a block here. I'm wondering like if you could make this gameplay more Tetris-like, but without like making it too stressful.
Yeah.
Because it's extremely Tetris, of course, but like I'm not sure what point I'm trying to make honestly, but
well, some people have suggested like maybe adding in like a score counter like regular Tetris does.
oh, that'd be funny. Actually, that would be funny because it would be reverse. It would be like Tetris Golf, where you're trying to use the fewest. I'm sorry, Cyberwitch, your brain is more wrinkled than mine. Hold on.
So close.
That next Z block will dig me out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this right over here.
All right. Yeah, no. Sometimes going through the levels, it's like a freaking saga. Like I'm like, it almost feels like Sisyphus rolling the boulder. It's like, oh
yes,
just so close, so close.
Sisyphus, my persona.
Oh. What a coincidence.
Yes. Persona.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I found the opening. Except, oh shit.
Oh, did.
Tetro told me no.
Yeah. She's a little finicky.
Come on, slam dunk into there. Hell yeah, let's do it. And just one more.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't know how this will reverberate into the future, because I'm gonna be fucking. Hold on, I don't want to block the door. The door will not be able to have a large block put into it.
Yeah, you could rotate
and this block could go over here, where it's relatively safer.
Okay, yeah, play it safe. Yeah.
Play it very safe. Let me see. This will go
Now,
over
I don't
here.
know if the door soft lock will happen here, but this is the last level, so the only difference is you would get a fade to black or you wouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's at stake if the door jam or the door.
The door jams. Actually, you know that works. The door jams.
Yeah, the door jam.
That makes sense. All right, we're fucking out of here, bro. Let's do it. Okay, deep breath. No. Oh my god, the soft lock. I mean, you didn't have the final screen anyway.
Yeah. Okay, well there you go. That's the end.
Hell yeah. Well that's Tetro Jump. Any other things that you wanted to mention about your development process? Any people you wanted to shout out? Anything like that?
Well, I guess shout out to my dad for listening to all my ramblings and like rants about the game dev process over a few weeks. But
nice.
he's heard me say plenty of things over the past few weeks. Yeah, big thanks to I guess Big Mode for hosting this. I've been a fan of Donkey for a little while, and I think it's cool that he's actually getting into publishing. I randomly got this like in my email notifications for like itch jams, and I saw Big Mode, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, kind of similar, but like I thought I was gonna sit this one out honestly. Like I saw the notification on my phone, I opened up Discord, my friends were talking about it, and I was like, I could probably, I don't know, I probably have better things to do. And then I went home and then I went to sleep and I woke up refreshed and I was like, you know what, I don't have better things to do. And then
yeah, I know it was for me kind of a spur of the moment. I was like, you know what, I haven't done a game jam in like a year, and I want to just do this. And it's
my last one was in 2015.
Oh yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah. How many have you done again? I don't remember if I asked that.
I've completed. This will be my fourth one that I've completed.
Nice.
I've attempted I think 5 or 6, and a couple of them just didn't finish in time. But those are some of the early ones. So thankfully, one of the things I've learned over my jam career is time management. So I think that's a valuable skill.
Oh yeah.
Game jams help with.
Knowing what to absolutely just jettison off your project at the last second because it will not fit, that is important. You need to scale down, scope down.
Yeah, what's the saying, like kill your darlings or kill your babies? That sounds morbid, right? I can't remember I can't remember what the
I totally get the vibe of exactly what it's trying to communicate, even if I can't piece it together right this very moment.
yeah.
But yeah, you've
Yeah,
been
thanks.
Nick.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was trying to like remember your name because I haven't said your name this whole time. It's funny
Yeah.
how many people I've been talking to without referring to them by name. That's the thing I'm trying to get better at in real life too. It's just like, I don't know. It's just funny to me. Just you can have very serious moments with people and just have referred to them by name maybe 2 or 3 times. It's wild.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I'm terrible at remembering names anyway, so it's like,
Yeah, it's fine.
hey you. Yeah.
Hey you, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I'm your host, Bone Jack. That's it.
This is Nick and Night 11.
Nick and Knight, deep cut. Yo, I referenced like the I Love Lucy bit that would come on the commercials with the chocolates.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I briefly worked at Amazon and I was doing that shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and like none of my friends knew what that was, and I was just like, you never watch Nickelodeon past like 8 p.m.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Back in the boomer days.
Yeah, I know. Never watched Full House or George Lopez.
Yeah, I didn't really either.
Yeah.
Watch Nickelodeon.
I know. I liked that, and I liked like Adult Swim. Those are like, if I was staying up late at night, I just put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining me, Nick.
Yeah, thank you for playing it. It's great to see someone play it like in person, or at least see it live. I think that's awesome.
And be able to talk about it because
yeah, definitely. Yeah, verbal feedback is great. And
I am
yeah,
thinking about turning this into content. My entire channel's thing when I started it was I was like, I want to play indie games that I've been putting off for a long time because obviously there's a lot of AAA people playing platformers and shit, or not platformers, shooters, mostly Apex Legends and all that. And I've always been like, I behave like a pretentious person even though I'm extremely not pretentious. So I play a lot of obscure weird shit, or at the very least I'm very inspired by those things. So I've had an itch for a while, and I was just like, you know what? Actually, nobody's interviewing indie devs, especially not the ones on itch. I think so. Like,
no, I think this is awesome. I mean, this is a kind of a new thing for me. Getting live feedback. While someone's streaming on Twitch, I think that's cool.
Hell yeah. So I think I'll be doing this more often, even after this jam. I will be participating in more jams. My next one coming up. I don't remember who's running it, but it's like the Boss Rush game jam that happens every year or so.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, they're going to be announcing their theme on the 5th, so I'll be spending a month on that, I guess. But yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, cool. Well, I followed you on itch, so if I see a game pop up, I'll be sure to give it a play.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. Getting kind of late over here, so I think I'll drop out. But thanks again.
Yeah, hell yeah. See you later, Nick.
See you. Have a good